continue to scratch and claw their way back into the AL playoff race. And with last night's gritty victory over King Felix and the Mariners, Tampa Bay has won 8 of its last 10. And tonight, Rookie of the Year contender Jeremy Hellickson goes to the Hills, searching for his 11th win of the year. Rays Mariners start now on Sun Sports. Rays gave the fans something to cheer about last night, taking the first game of this series, and tonight it is game 2 as the Rays play host to the Seattle Mariners. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Todd Callis. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you looking in tonight. We'll be hearing from Angela Jacobs throughout the evening as well. Rays winners last night, and if you would listen to what Joe Madden would say about that, he would say they did it the Rays way.
Yeah, that's right. They really put some pressure on the defense for the Mariners, and the defense did not respond for Seattle behind Felix Hernandez. There you see the double clutch by Miguel Olivo on the first steal. B.J. Upton may have had a play on him at third base on the second steal, but Olivo couldn't handle that pitch either. And then the bunt there by John Jaso, the Rays' favorite person, third play with less than 2 outs. Then in the 8th inning, Sam Fold comes in as a pinch hitter. And really the first clean hit all night long against Hernandez, that base hit to left. And then it's Johnny Damon. Watch the hustle, looking like his days back at Dr. Phillips High School with that speed down the first baseline. He would beat that out, and Evan Longoria would tie the game here with a base hit in the left field. Very few opportunities against Felix, but the Rays took advantage when they had a chance.
Yeah, stolen bases, bunts. They had big hits, and they come away with a 3-2 victory last night. Those are the kinds of things you have to do against the Cy Young Award winner King Felix. On the mound tonight for the Rays, the potential Rookie of the Year himself.
Series. I'm Angela Jacobs, and the Rays' success of late has come from their pitching staff, but you cannot overlook the work of closer Kyle Farnsworth. Attacking the hitters has been his thing. With his 22nd save last night, he is the only AL player with 20-plus saves and a sub 2.0 ERA. And he is our Geico quote of the day.
I'm just trying to go out there and have fun and just trust my pitches and just be aggressive and attack the hitters. Just let things happen and let the fielders behind me make plays. Just try to pitch more to contact and away from it.
Rays looking to notch a 4-game winning streak and their second against the Mariners. The first pitch is on the way here at Tropicana Field. Dwayne Stats and Todd Callis will call all the action next in high definition on Sun Sports.
Part of Auto Nation, the largest automotive retailer in the country, so we can do big things. By AT and by Columbiana in theaters August 26th, rated PG-13. Rays and the Mariners set to square off again tonight. Rays winners last night 3-2. They won 8 out of their last 10, and they've gone 11 games over 500 for the first time this year. Let's take a look at the Seattle lineup tonight. Ichiro's in the leadoff spot again, followed by Franklin Gutierrez and Dustin Ackley in there at second. It's third. The red-hot first baseman Mike Carp clean up, followed by Miguel Olivo. Olivo is the catcher. Luis Rodriguez hits sixth. Willie Mo Pena in the lineup. He is the DH. Kyle Seager is at third base tonight, and Trayvon Robinson at left bats ninth.
And they will be facing Jeremy Hellickson, looking to bounce back after a tough outing. His last start in New York lasted just 4 1/3 innings against the Yankees. Does pitch very well here at home, making his 22nd start of the year. 7 straight quality starts here at Tropicana Field. You have to go all the way back to April to find a start that was not of the quality variety. And the defense behind Jeremy Hellickson tonight, they committed their first unearned run allowed since all the way back on July 23rd last night. Jennings, Upton, Zobrist, the outfield, Longoria, Johnson, Sean Rod, Casey Kochman at the infield, Kelly Shopik behind the plate. For Jeremy Hellickson, tonight's Rays defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the Sweet Spot.
Well, here's Ichiro to lead it off. Ichiro, the right fielder, had a couple of hits last night, including an infield hit. And the first pitch of this game is in there, a fastball for a strike. So we're underway. Ichiro at 267. The pitch is down, and it's 1-1. Hellickson 2-0 with a 126 earned run average against the Seattle Mariners in 2 separate outings this year. Pitch popped up infield. Elliott Johnson. Now it's going to be Kochman from first base. And Casey Kochman handles that pop up. Elliott Johnson trying to cover a lot of ground from shortstop to get to the first base side of the mound. And Kochman came in. A little easier play for Kochman.
For a moment, it looked like Hellickson was thinking about taking it. You never want your pitcher to field unless absolutely necessary. So Casey taking the pressure off the young right-hander.
That'll be Franklin Gutierrez, the center fielder. He was hitless last night, 0 for 4. So he's hitting 215 for the year, but he fouls this one back. That's a strike. Coming into this series, he'd hit close to 360 the last week and a half. And it's been a difficult year. Physical problems, stomach issues. So it has not been a pleasant year for Gutierrez, who is an outstanding center fielder. And certainly a better hitter than his current numbers would indicate.
When you talk about hitting close to 360 over that stretch to only be at 215, it's tough to pull your average out of the doldrums like he's been. That's a long way to come back.
1-1 the count. Hellickson does him a strike. Now ahead. Hellickson's numbers are really interesting. We talked in the pregame about what he's done with 4 days rest, 5, and then with 6 or more. And there's an appreciable difference there, particularly in the strikeout count. It goes way up, and the walk count goes way down. And the same holds true when you look at what he's done home and away. Swing and a miss. Off to a good start here as he strikes out Gutierrez on a fastball. 2 up, 2 down.
Jeremy just riding the fastball upstairs. Watch Shopik say, throw it way up at the shoulders, and that's where it is, and Gutierrez chases. It's a good sign early when Hellickson's hitting the glove, especially when a catcher sets up that high.
Now Dustin Ackley had the night off last night, and he lines it the other way. That's headed toward the corner. Jennings will have to play the carom. It's going to be 2 bases for Ackley, and he jumps on the first pitch, a fastball, and takes it into the left field corner for his 12th double of the year.
This is a guy that I think they're really going to enjoy watching in Seattle for a lot of years. He looks like a hitter early in his career, just nothing but taking that pitch the other way, not trying to pull that outside pitch, just a solid line drive to left. The Rays weren't unhappy to see him missing from the lineup last night.
Yeah, not a lot of movement in that swing, and his head down right on the pitch, taking that ball the other way. And here's Mike Karp. Karp riding an 18-game hitting streak. Pitch is wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Ackley jumping on the first pitch. And that has been one of the concerns for Hellickson this year. The opposition hitting 356 on the first pitch of potential sequences. Fly ball toward left center. Upton closing though, and he makes the catch in pretty much routine fashion for Upton. We go to the bottom half of inning 1. No score. left side. Here's the lineup put together by Madden. Desmond Jennings leads it off, followed by Johnny Damon and Evan Longoria. Then Zobrist, the cleanup hitter. B.J. Upton hits fifth in front of Sean Rodriguez at second. Casey Kochman, Kelly Shopping, and Elliott Johnson, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
And they will face Charlie Furbush, who made his Major League debut against the Tampa Bay Rays when he was a member of the Tigers out of the bullpen and ended up with a victory in that game. Since coming over to Seattle, though, he's been used as a starter and a chance to become a Mariners starter in the rotation next year if he fares well through the rest of the season. 21 games, 5 of them starts, a 4.01 ERA, and he's seen the Rays before. In fact, his first Mariners game was against Tampa Bay as well.
Well, here's Desmond Jennings to lead it off against the left-hander. And the pitch is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Desmond hitting .313. Furbush misses wide. 1-1. That fastball clocked at 92, and that's about where he'll top out. He's going to pitch comfortably at 89, 90, top out around 92. Foul the other way out of play. 1-2 now. Jennings had a walk and a steal in the game last night, picking up his 10th stolen base of the year. Pitch inside 2-2. Boy, those 10 steals happened in a hurry.
Everything has happened in a hurry for Desmond Jennings.
Sure has once he got here. Well, there's the deal with the Tigers. This one fouled back. Pfister, a big part of that trade for Detroit. Starter and Paulie the other way. But the Mariners got Young, Furbush, Wells, and Ruffin. Ground ball down to third. Seager makes this play. That's one away. Jennings out. Seager to Carp.
Mariners defense tonight from left to right. Trayvon Robinson made a nice play last night on Desmond Jennings. Gutierrez and Suzuki with gold gloves. Kyle Seager back at third. Luis Rodriguez at short. Dustin Ackley gets to start at second. Mike Carp at first. Miguel Olivo behind the plate for Charlie Furbush. The defense for the Mariners brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the Sweet Spot.
Johnny Damon, he shortens on the bat. That pitch is in there, a strike. We saw that deal and the young talent coming the other way to Seattle from Detroit. And Furbush, a big part of that. There's a line shot into center field. That's going to be in there. Extra bases all the way to the wall past Gutierrez. Damon's going to shoot for three, and he'll be there standing. A three-base hit for Johnny Damon. That's his 6th triple of the year. A line drive. Frankly, I'm surprised it got past Gutierrez and went all the way to the wall.
I agree with you. I thought that was a ball Gutierrez might cut off, and Johnny Damon's got a good look at it the whole way. As soon as he sees us get past the Mariner center fielder, as you can see there, it just gets by him. As he misses that cutoff, that means Johnny was going for three. He talked about last night his sprinter speed going down to first. Well, that was a little more middle distance running for him tonight.
Yeah, had a huff and a puff as he got into third base there with that three-base hit. So the Rays with an instant threat. One out triple for Evan Longoria. Pitch is down. Evan drove in a big run for the Rays in the 8th inning last night. His 68th run batted into the year. It's inside. 2-0, and he's had a pretty good run since about the first week to the middle of June in the RBI department, despite hitting in the 220s during that stretch. He leads the majors in RBIs, 55 runs batted in over a spread of 59 games. He's ahead now. 3 balls, no strikes.
Infield's back too with Longoria batting. Corners are up a little bit, so if he hits a hard ground ball at either first and third, they may think about cutting off the run, but anything on the ground should score.
There's a shot. High and deep to left. Robinson back, and Longoria has just left the field. A home run. Evan Longoria lowers the boom on a 3-0 pitch. And the Rays take a 2-0 lead. Well, Evan Longoria on Wednesday at Fenway had the green light 3-0, and he homered off John Lackey. Well, 3-0 here in the bottom of the first tonight, and he hits this one out.
Vintage Evan Longoria. Fastball middle, and he knows it. Flips the bat away, and this thing is tagged deep into the seats in left field. I think that's 2 in a row now, 3-0 pitches with the green light he's hit out. I don't think he's had one in between. That's impressive.
So he gets to 70 in the RBI department with his 20th home run of the year. Bunt attempt by Zobrist is foul. Well, it's easy enough to check because that was only Wednesday. He did go 3-1 the next time up and walked in that game against Boston.
And then that would take us to last night.
And nothing there. And 3-0 first time up tonight. And he pops it out of here. 2 strikes the count to Zobrist.
It takes a discipline, too, to be a good 3-0 hitter. Because you don't want to get too anxious. You don't want to expand the zone. He was zoned in looking for something he could put a good charge into, and he got a lot of barrel on that fastball.
And a line drive, base hit. Into center field. Zobrist makes the turn. Well, he goes 0-2 and lines a single.
I don't think that was the pitch Charlie Furbush was looking for at 0-2. Just a little bit up. If you get Ben Zobrist to pitch up there, he's just protecting at 0-2. And let's take a look. You can see they want it low. It wasn't a bad pitch. Zobrist, give him credit. He went down and got that, similar to going away and down to get that Felix Hernandez pitch last night, the changeup that he hit into center field for the game-winning RBI.
Here is B.J. Upton now. Ground ball up the middle, back to the bag at second. Rodriguez steps on second, throws to first, and they get the double play. Rays are finished, but they come up with 2 runs on 3 hits. The big blow, the home run on a 3-0 count off the bat of Evan Longoria. 2-0 Tampa Bay.
This weekend, the Rays Baseball Tomorrow Fund and Waste Management will hold an equipment drive at Tropicana Field. Please bring new or used baseball or softball equipment to the Waste Management Bagster collection points inside gates 1 and 5. All items collected will be donated to the Police Athletic League of St. Pete. Fans who donate items will be registered to win Rays prizes and tickets.
Jeremy Hellickson with a 2-run lead. We move to the second. Miguel Olivo leads off. He is the Seattle catcher. And he goes to center, lifting a fly ball. Routine. B.J. Upton is there. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second inning. Well, Longoria with another home run on a 3-0 count. We were talking off the air and mentioned it in Boston that Carlos Pena, the last Rays hitter to do that, and that was in 2008. And now in the span of just a few days and in the same week, Evan Longoria does it twice.
And no two opposing teams. Don't just throw a cookie at 3-0 to that guy right now.
Luis Rodriguez, shortstop, and the pitch is in there. First pitch strike. One and one. Hellickson pitched against Seattle in early June. Both his starts came against the Mariners out at Safeco Field. It's the first time the Rays have been here this year. Ground ball foul. Rays making 2 trips out there before the Mariners return the visit. That June start, he gave up just the 1 run in 7 innings on 3 hits, and then in July just a run in 7 innings and 5 hits. So almost identical outings for Hellickson against the Mariners. Now he hits Rodriguez. Rodriguez hit by that pitch, and it appears that it got him on the back of the elbow.
Very unusual to see Hellickson missed by that much, especially ahead of the count 1 and 2. This pitch that got away from Jeremy as they tend to Luis Rodriguez. Here's another look. I mean, they're set up inside, but this is well inside. Looked like it missed his arm and maybe just got him in the back there, right around the rib cage. Here's another look. You'll be able to get to see where it hits him here. Maybe it did graze the elbow too.
Well,
yeah, they are looking at the elbow.
Yeah, they're working on the elbow. And it did appear that it was a deflection, really, from maybe the side, that rib cage area, to the elbow. Let's see what we can pick up if we give it a listen.
Did not sound good, but it looked like the ball may have impacted it just above the elbow, closer to the tricep. So he may be wearing an elbow guard next time up, but I think he may stay in there. Either way, very unusual to see Hellickson miss location like that ahead of the count. You know, Jeremy's a guy who this year the walks have been up a little bit, and he said last time in his start against the Yankees he didn't want to say he was nibbling. But he definitely felt like he could have been more aggressive in the strike zone.
And you know, his walks have been up appreciably on the road. When you break out the home and walk, home and away appearances when it comes to strikeouts and walks, take a look at this at home. He's made 9 starts, on the road 12. But look at the walk totals: 41 strikeouts to 35 walks on the road, and 49 strikeouts to only 15 walks at home. And then better than a run, or almost a full run difference in the ERA on the road. But that walk total, that's an interesting number.
Over twice as many away from home. That is a little unusual.
Well, now it's Willie Mo Pena. And boy, this guy put on quite a display in batting practice. pitches away from him outside. 1 ball, no strikes. When Justin Smoke was disabled with the broken nose and that little cheekbone fracture, they added Pena. He was at Tacoma briefly. Signed with Seattle as a free agent. He'd spent some time with the Diamondbacks. Pitch inside, and his numbers with the Diamondbacks are interesting. He hit 196 there, and in 46 at bats he had 0 walks, 19 strikeouts, 5 home runs, and 7 runs batted in. And if you watch him take batting practice, as we did tonight, all of that falls right into line. Really strong. Pops it into shallow center. B.J. Upton is right there. That'll be the second out. Rodriguez back at first. There's Kyle Seager out of North Carolina. He spent most of his time at third, although he did play second base last night. Back at third tonight with Ackley back in the lineup. Seager got his first big league home run last night when he hit a fastball into the seats in right field in the 7th inning. The pitch outside. Seager connecting off Wade Davis. Here's a look at the home run pitch and swing.
One pitch Wade would like to have back. Just pulled through a little bit with that fastball and ended up on the inner half of the plate. Seager with his first big league home run.
1-0 the count. Seager lines it into right. That's going to be a base hit. Change up. Rodriguez goes to second. You know, that home run pitch notwithstanding, you just can't overlook the performance that Wade Davis turned in last night.
Gave the team a chance to beat a pitcher who had electric stuff last night.
And I thought Wade pitched very well.
Absolutely. One of his best outings of the year, I think. His season high in strikeouts.
Yep. See his line, 114 pitches there. And you go up against a guy like he did last night, Felix Hernandez. You've got to be good, and he was good last night. Here's Robinson, the left fielder. 2 men on with 2 men out. Strike one. Rays got a couple in the bottom of the first. 2 men on, 2 men out in the top of the second for Seattle. Trayvon Robinson. Two. Fastball again.
We saw him a little bit late on a couple of swings last night against Wade Davis, and it just looks like he's not getting set quite in time because he's a little bit late on these 2 fastballs too. You see him swing underneath that one. He's never seen Jeremy before, so the changeup might be in play, but after missing fastballs, he could always stay with number 1 and see what happens.
A 2-strike pitch. And he just got a little piece of a fastball to stay alive. And Hellickson hit 93 with that fastball.
Got 3 straight fastballs now, and Robinson at least gets a piece of this one. He was a little better timed up on that swing. So now you've got to think, all right, I've thrown him 3 fastballs. The last one was a little more hittable than you would like at 0-2. So now let's show him that fish changeup and see what happens.
Rodriguez at second, Seager at first. Robinson steps back. He came to the Seattle organization from Albuquerque. Spent a few days at Tacoma and then made his major league debut on the 5th of this month. And did he go? Yes, he did. Threw him a curveball. Mike Winters down at third says he went for it. 2 men left. We're headed into the home half of the 2nd inning. The Rays lead 2-0. Rodriguez will leave the game after being hit by the pitch on the right elbow. Kyle Seager's going to move from third base to short, and Adam Kennedy is going to take over at third base where he played last night. Sean Rodriguez will open the Rays half of the 2nd. The pitch is a strike. Rodriguez, Kochman, and Shopik due up against the left-hander Charlie Furbush. Down a bit, and it's 1-1. Ground ball right back through the middle into center field. Well, that almost took part of Furbush with him into center field. Sean Rodriguez aboard with a base hit.
Now, Rodriguez hit a home run against Furbush in his Mariners debut up in Seattle, and he gets a base hit right back at Charlie. I do think that hit him either up in near the glove area or part of his arm, because it looked like it changed direction a little bit. Either way, Rodriguez hitting the ball right through the box.
Now Casey Kochman. Rodriguez back in at first. Furbush does have 3 pickoffs so far this year between Detroit and Seattle. 7 steals, but 5 caught stealings and 3 pickoffs. He throws a breaking ball there. That's in for a strike.
You can see where he could have a deceptive move. He's on that far side of the rubber on the third base side, and so his front leg's already on an angle towards first base. When he picks up that leg, you can see there when he goes into the stretch after he gets the sign, it's even further apart. There you see it. Now he goes into the stretch and he picks up that leg.
John back in at first. Now, the Rays first saw him with Detroit. That's the game that Phil Koch started and then was injured. The Tigers eventually won that game 6-3, and Furbush got his first big league win pitching 3 2/3 in relief. taking over in the middle of the fourth inning of that game. 1-1 to count. Rays had a couple hits, but no runs off him. 1-1 to count right now to Kochman. It's up and pops away from Olivo. There's going to be an advance by Rodriguez. That ball just popped away out of the mitt of Olivo. That'll be the 9th pass ball of the year charged to Olivo.
It's a lot of pass balls for a team that does not have a knuckleball pitcher. 9 pass balls. And there you see it. It's just up there. He had a couple issues when B.J. Upton was stealing last night on the transfer a couple times. That's a ball that's up, but you've got to make that catch.
Well, the Rays bench watching that. And you know who was in the middle of that shot that we just had? Desmond Jennings paying close attention. There's a ground ball to the right side to advance Rodriguez over to third. So Kochman advances the runner with that chopper. Man at third with 1 out now.
Nice job by Casey Kochman. Joe Madden walking down the dugout to make sure he slaps 5 with his first baseman.
And it gives Kelly Shopik a chance to pick up a run batted in. Two to nothing. The Rays already lead, and the Mariners draw the infield in. Shopik takes the fastball, ball 1.
We mentioned last night how the Rays were in on the turf in a situation with Trayvon Robinson on third. Adam Kennedy will move in on the turf with Sean Rodriguez. Good speed and a good base runner on third.
That's taken for a strike. But fouls it. 1-2.
Mariners noticed last night love to play their outfield deep too, and when you have the combination of the infield in and the outfield deep, you've got a lot of chances to loop the ball in there. There's a lot of space between the Mariners infield and outfield. You can see how deep they are.
Shopik getting time granted by Mike Everett. Shopik takes that one for strike 3 call. So he's caught looking here for the second out with a man at third.
Kelly might have been looking for something off speed because he gets a fastball that has a lot of the plate there, and with 2 strikes and a runner on third, less than 2 outs, you got to think he was thinking off speed to take that one.
Yeah, that's what happens if you're guessing 2 strikes. So he's out on strikes. It'll be up to Elliott Johnson if the Rays are to cash in on this opportunity. He fouls it, strike 1. Elliott hitting 179, 227 as a right-handed hitter. And he puts down a bunt, foul. 2 strikes.
You can tell Elliott's just trying to find his way on some way, somehow. It's been a struggle for him really the last month, or go all the way back to when he was injured. Thinking about a bunt there, trying to get on and score a run.
Fouls it back. You're right about that. It's been a real battle for Elliott Johnson since that injury. He's had a difficult time as a result of getting playing time. He left at the end of May with the left knee sprain.
When Charlie Furbush was pitching is when he got injured.
Yep. Takes one down and in. And it's a ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, he was hitting .306 at the time of the injury over a period of 15 games and 9 starts. Things had started to roll for him a little bit. He's called out on strikes, and the Rays hitters take 2 called third strikes with a man in third. Do not score and lead 2-0.
For children's activities, restaurant deals, insider tips, and more, you'll find it all at tampabay.com/things to do, powered by the St. Petersburg Times.
Jeremy Hellickson on the mound as we move into the 3rd inning. We carry on without our comrade, Brian Anderson.
I think he's watching tonight.
Well, we got a note from him. We did get a text message, one of encouragement. Here is Ichiro, and he takes the first pitch to start the 3rd. A ball and no strikes. Gutierrez next, and then Ackley. Was comforting to know that he was thinking of all of us here. Yeah, we've been thinking of him. There's a little tap out in front of the plate. Shopik with a quick throw, and Ichiro is out of there. Shopik to Kochman.
It's a real good play by Kelly Shopik to get out there in a hurry, and that's not an easy play. It's an off-balance throw. Not always as easy to get your footing in the dirt area as opposed to the turf, especially when you're off balance. Watch this. The ball's just cued right in front of the plate, and his plant foot right now it gets out to the turf. But still, that's an off-balance throw, and Ichiro trying to cut off the angle by running inside the line, or right on the line. But it's a pretty good play by Kelly.
Franklin Gutierrez, 1 out with the bases empty. And it's a first pitch strike to Gutierrez.
He got to see his beloved Browns last night. A little exhibition football. So
yeah.
He was fired up.
Yeah, and he was otherwise resting up after what's been a grueling season for him, and he's scheduled to be back next week and in fine form, I'm sure. Well rested. It's a foul ball. Report that this afternoon, a beautiful day in Cleveland. He was visiting one of the nearby parks and on a blanket. And cinnamon applesauce sandwiches with the crust cut off of the bread.
With the kids, too?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Had a good time.
When I said he was fired up, was that redundant? I mean, anything. He could go to the mailbox.
Just a constant state. He's talking to the mailboxes. He's grabbing the mail. telling it to stand up straight.
Want more, less of this junk mail.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Fly ball short right. Ben Zobrist is there. 2 gone. Yeah, we'll be, I'm sure we'll be receiving another communique briefly from VA, and it will say something like, easy.
Easy, fellas. Easy.
That's for you.
Miss you, buddy. He'll be here Monday, so
Yeah.
it won't be too long.
We'll take a vote. Exactly. The pitch is a strike. Ackley doubled in the first inning. One of 2 hits picked up by Seattle. One and one right now.
Got a lot of young players. 12 out of their 25 on the roster right now are rookies. All their rookies. This guy might be the one that you really watch for in the future.
Ground ball to the right side. Kochman tossed to Hellickson on his way to cover. 1, 2, 3. We'll head into the bottom of the third. Home half of the frame coming. Desmond Jennings will be leading it off, and the Rays lead 2-0.
Inclusive Whitney Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase tickets or for more information.
Desmond Jennings in the batter's box. He goes after the first pitch and bounces it foul. Jennings went out third to first his first time up there. Rays start tonight 11 over 500 at 67 and 56. It's their high water mark. 2 strikes the count. Now Furbush to the plate. And around his back foot. The ball, 2 strikes. The Rays winning 3 straight overall and 8 out of their last 10. And they've actually put together a home winning streak, which is good news. Pitched down a little bit. They've won 5 in a row at home. And the Rays, after struggling at home now for the year, 32 and 28 here at Tropicana Field. This has been a place where the Rays have pretty much dominated until this year. They struggled through the first half of the season. Ball hits the mound, backhanded by Ackley. No chance to get Jennings, who's aboard with a base hit. The Desmond collects hit number 5 for the Rays.
Once that ball got past the mound, there is no second baseman on the planet that was going to make that play. And there is no chance with this guy's speed. It takes that little hop, that extra hop off the mound. Just no chance. Jennings just so far beyond the bag when that throw was coming in.
Here's Johnny Damon. The pitch is a strike. Let's see what kind of read Jennings can get on Furbush here with his leadoff base hit.
He has a much bigger lead now than he did in last night's game against Felix. He may be trying to draw a throw so he can see them.
And Damon is now in the hole. 2 strikes to count. The Rays with 2 in the first on the Longoria home run. Again, Jennings.
I don't think that was Furbush's A move either. I think Desmond's just trying to still. It's going to be a learning curve for him here the first couple years in the big leagues, learning pickoff moves. Lefty's a little tougher at times. Although sometimes base runners say you see the lefty better.
It's a little roller foul. Lou Brock always said it was easier to steal off a left-handed pitcher than a right-handed pitcher. And that's pretty good authority right there.
Yeah. He was with you guys in the booth when the Rays played Seattle.
Yeah, he was out in Seattle. It was a real treat to have him. He's such a wonderful gentleman, and boy, what a great player he was.
People think of him as just a base stealer, but 3,000 hits.
Yep. And had a little pop once in a while out of the leadoff spot too.
I mean, imagine the wear and tear of stealing that many bags. That's Carl Crawford talked about how he felt after a 50 or 60 steal season.
Yeah, and there aren't many people who condition themselves as well as Crawford. There goes Jennings. Pitch is high, and Olivo can't get rid of the throw. Boy, it's been a problem for him in this series. He just can't make the transfer cleanly. And a stolen base for Jennings. That's number 11 for Desmond.
Good jump. Desmond doesn't even turn because he knows he's got second base if he keeps his head down. And that's another pitch that's just right there. The transfer was not good in B.J. Upton's 2 steals last night and was not good there.
That's the kind of thing we saw Jennings paying attention in the dugout, taking note of just that. The Rays will continue to do that with Olivo having problems just getting rid of a throw.
It can become a mental thing. That's a lot in a row, and he's got a pass ball in this game. That's a thing that can get in your head a little bit if you're a catcher.
There goes Jennings, headed to third, and a ground ball. Base hit into left. Jennings will score. No place for Robinson to go except back to second with the throw. But Jennings was going to steal third, and Damon drove him home with a base hit to left, and the Rays lead 3-0.
Since Desmond Jennings has joined this team, it's changed the dynamic at the top of the lineup dramatically. You can see him here. He's off and running. Great jump. And because Desmond Jennings was on second, Kyle Seager had the shade towards the bag. He's not in his normal shortstop position. And then Johnny Damon hits one that may have been playable without a runner on second base. But that just goes to show you what a stolen base and speed will do for your offense.
Well, here's Evan Longoria. And the pitch to Evan is a strike call. Evan homered in the first inning, his 20th home run of the year. first. And Damon is back in. There's been only one other third baseman in the history of the game to hit 20+ home runs in each of his first 4 seasons. And he's in the Hall of Fame, Eddie Matthews. It's down. 1 ball, 1 strike. So that's pretty good company for the young third baseman, Evan Longoria.
That is esteemed company. 2 people in the history of this unbelievable sport. That is fabulous for Evan to be in that category.
Rays have added a run in the third. Damon with the RBI single at first. He was at third when Evan hit the 3-0 pitch out of here. And he's under this one a bit. Skies it to center. Gutierrez is there and makes the catch, and Damon hangs on at first. That's the first out. I'm going to pass along a hello to a great Rays fan just out of the hospital. He's had multiple surgeries. Gary Turner is a very big Rays fan, and he's watching tonight. We wish him a speedy recovery. He loves this ball club.
Easy to love this team, huh?
It's fun.
I think so.
And you're right about the added dimension that Jennings brings to the top of the order. He's a treat to watch. Now Ben Zobrist. The pitch is a strike at the knees.
Checkers double of the night. Ben Zobrist, the doubles leader. Adrian Gonzalez 2-back. Alex Gordon 3-back. Michael Young and Jeff Brandt 4-back.
Line shot that's headed toward the corner into left field. Robinson will chase it to the wall. Damon will be stopped at third on the stand-up double by Ben Zobrist. Another 2-base hit for Zobrist. That's his 41st of the year. He's on a pace for somewhere in the mid-50s in the double department this year.
Hanging breaking ball that Ben Zobrist, the thing that he's been doing so well, Dwayne, really from the last 2 months carrying forward is staying back. He's able to look for the fastball and stay back on the breaking ball, and he just drives that to left. Beautiful swing right there from Zobrist.
Now they're going to walk Upton with first base open. And that pitch came back toward the plate. Olivo had to adjust back to his left. They're trying to walk Upton intentionally. And Furbush almost caught the corner. So the bases will be loaded following this intentional walk with Sean Rodriguez due up.
Take a look at the Rays players who have had 41 or more doubles in one season. Aubrey Huff is the all-time single-season leader in Tampa Bay history with 47 in 2003. Longoria has done it twice in 2009 and last year. And then Julio Lugo and Ben Zobrist. So Zobrist in a category tied for 4th all-time in one season in doubles. He's got a shot, Dwayne, to become the first AL player. 50 doubles and 20 home runs as a switch hitter. That's quite an accomplishment.
Sure is, and he's done it in really an understated way. He just shows up, plays hard every day, and he's put together an outstanding season. You know, he's second in the American League to extra base hits, and you'd think if you had to ask someone cold, you know, who's 1-2 in the American League and extra base hits, how many hitters would you name before you'd get to Zobrist? Well, he's second in extra base hits. Swing and a miss by Sean Rodriguez.
And the guy he's right there with, Adrian Gonzalez, has a bit of a neck issue lately. That's something that Ben Zobrist dealt with all of last year and didn't make a big deal about.
Pitch is low, 1-1. Furbush pitching to Rodriguez after getting a visit from his pitching coach, Carl Willis. And a base hit lined into center field. Damon scores. Zobrist will be held. The Rays pick up another run. The bases are still loaded. It's 4-0 Tampa Bay. Well, Rodriguez hit that ball hard into center field. His second hit tonight.
Sean Rodriguez has faced Charlie Bush 3 times. Hard 3 times in his career. A home run and 2 bullets through the box. The first one deflected off for Bush. This one got through cleanly. Then Zobrist gets a late hold sign. Franklin Gutierrez did not charge that as aggressively initially as you would think, and then Foley thought about waving Zobrist, but the last second he put on the brake sign and been held up.
So they're loaded for Casey Kochman. 1 out. The pitch is in there, a strike, a breaking pitch. Furbush using a slider to start Kochman. And he lifts a fly ball into right. Ichiro's there to make the catch. Here's the tag at third. Zobrist will cross the plate standing, and the Rays make it a 5-0 ball game. Sacrifice fly for Casey Kochman. His 41st run batted in.
Fun to watch Casey tonight, just doing the little things well. What do you need the first time up? You need me to move a runner from second to third with a ground ball right side? Check. What do you need the next time? You need me to hit a ball deep enough to the outfield to drive in a run? Check. Guy just does everything really, really well. Continues to have quite a season for the Rays.
Well, it opened on the base hit by Desmond Jennings. Now here's the number 8 hitter, Kelly Shopik, with 2 men on. And he takes the pitch upstairs. A high changeup to Shopik. Shopik took a called third strike on a pitch, a fastball pretty much down the middle of the plate in the second inning, with Rodriguez at third. There go the runners. The pitch swung on. High fly ball deep down the left field line. Will it be fair? It's a foul ball. A towering foul ball down the left side. Upton and Rodriguez in motion. And they had great jumps. They were going to pull off a double steal.
Just in enough where Kelly can't keep it fair. He watches it the whole way. But into the Rays beach bar down the left field line. And out of the beach bar.
Count goes to 1-1. Good cut. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chased the changeup. So the Rays have 8 hits and 5 runs in this game. What are we doing out of that turn back? Runs in the first inning. The Rays have put 3 on the board in the third. Another turn by Furbush. By the way, the Rays did not take batting practice today. They took some extended infield, but no batting practice. And Joe Madden says he doesn't think that the club will take batting practice for the rest of the homestand.
He wants them to show up a little later. Doesn't want them to wear themselves out right now in the middle of August.
And now Shopik is hit by a pitch. So Shopik heads to first to reload the bases. And the Rays will have their 9th man of the inning step in here as Shopik is hit by this pitch.
Shopik was hit in the game up in Boston twice in the same game, and that time he just turns the hip a little bit, takes his slider right off the belt there. Sean Rodriguez does the same and leads the team in hit batsmen.
So the Rays have him loaded for Elliott Johnson. Yeah, he said that he wanted to try to replicate the timing at home that the club has on the road. Of course, tomorrow a day game probably wouldn't take formal BP anyway. Pitch is wide to Elliott Johnson, and that last game of the Detroit series a day game probably wouldn't take it then. So you've got 3 days in between, and he said, you know what, if you want to come out, work extra on your own, go to the cage, that's a good idea, but take it easy. Pitch is low, 2-0.
It was refreshing to see infield taken though. The old school infield. And I think they're going to take some outfield one of these days too. But that's something they used to love to watch before a game.
Two balls, no strikes. Yeah, refresher course, never heard it. You know, you used to hear about this game being such a game of repetition. That's why they want to play every day. It's one thing to get a day off once in a while, but you don't want 2 or 3 days off in a row. Now it's 2-1 the count to Elliott.
I remember getting excited when certain players would come in, like an Ellis Valentine or an Andre Dawson, knowing you get watch them throw from right field and or center field in Hawk's case. And you know, for fans here, you never get that with Ichiro coming to town. You never get to see these guys throw with infield or outfield practice.
It's outside. Count goes to 3-1.
Elliott's got to really be very particular here. We've mentioned he's trying to find his way back after struggling since the injury, but at 3-1 you've got the pitcher on the ropes. It better be middle here, nothing on the corners.
And he hits a high chopper down to third. Kennedy's throw to first, close, and they just get Shopik. Boy, Shopik, or I'm sorry, Johnson really digging, and is thrown out at first by Kennedy, and that will end the inning. The Rays have a good one, score 3 and lead 5-0. It's time for our AT trivia question. Seattle rookie Mike Karp currently has an 18-game hitting streak. What's the Mariners' record for the longest hitting streak by a rookie? That's our AT&T trivia question. He's going to lead it off here in the fourth. He's really taking advantage of this opportunity to play, particularly first base with Smoke out. Justin Smoke got in the way of a Jared Saltalamacchia ground ball and took it off his nose and his cheek and suffered some fractures. So he's on the DL. Karp, who's spent some time in the outfield, starting at first base and facing right and left-handed pitching, and that's something that he wanted to get a chance to do and try to convince the Mariners that he can hit lefties, and he's hit between 270 and 280 against left-handed pitching so far, and he's put together an 18-game hitting streak. .326 right now after an 0 for 1 in this game so far. And he takes it the other way and has himself a base hit. An 0-2 pitch, like a breaking ball, and Karp strokes it the other way.
This is basically phase one of spring training 2012 for the Mariners, where a lot of young players are going to get a chance to prove that they belong on this roster in the starting lineup next year. That was a little bit probably up in the zone from where Jeremy wanted it for an 0-2 pitch, and Karp was able to take it to left field.
Miguel Olivo. Pitch is down. 1-0. So Karp with a base hit over there at first to open the inning, extends his streak to 19. He had a single and a walk last night. He was also denied an extra base hit in the 8th inning of last night's game on a fine catch by Upton in left center field. 2-0 the count to Olivo. Hot shot down to third. One hop comes up on Longoria. Out at second and out at first. 5-4-3. And boy, Longoria stayed with that one. It was a hot shot down there, but he had the catcher running, and he still had the presence of mind to start the double play.
Longoria had to pretend like he was a catcher. This is what a catcher does with a pitch in the dirt. You just drop your chest down, keep it in front of you. Nice play to keep it right in front of him. The quick turn by Sean Rodriguez, and they get Olivo by a step. Fun to watch this defense.
Now it's Adam Kennedy. He fouls it the other way. Strike one. First at bat for Kennedy. He took over. Rodriguez was hit by a pitch in the right elbow. He stayed on to run the bases, but did not go to the field. Seager moved in to play short for third, and Kennedy took over at third. It's a 1-1 count. And a popper left side. Evan backing out for it, makes the grab. That takes care of Seattle. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 5-0 Tampa Bay.
And it has been a David Price weekend here at Tropicana Field. Last night, 10,000 fans went home with our Price is Right t-shirts. And on Sunday, you see what James Price is playing with? That is your superhero action figure of David Price, featuring his Super Dog Astro, presented by Metro PCS. And just for the cuteness factor, you definitely want to pick up that dynamic duo tomorrow. The first 10,000 kids 14 and under visit raysbaseball.com to get your tickets today. And guys, I hear from some high-level Rays sources, there's a chance Astro will be in-house. Back to you.
A potential live appearance by Astro. That's what we're hearing. It's going to be Desmond Jennings to lead off this inning against a new pitcher, Tom Wilhelmsen. And the first pitch, a fastball with plenty on it, strike one. Wilhelmsen, 27 years old. 1-1 strike. Tap foul. And it's 1-2.
If there's no BP tomorrow, that means Astros got the whole field to run around in. It'll be a little chaos tomorrow.
Low. The count is 2-2. Wilhelmsen, kind of an interesting case. He was in the Mariners system last year. He made 3 separate stops with some of their minor league affiliates, and boy, Jennings is hit by that pitch. Boy, and that's a 96-mile-per-hour fastball that just hit Jennings. He heads to first.
This is scary too. Just tries to overthrow it. It's just tailing in on his left shoulder, his lead shoulder, the whole way. Wilhelmsen has only pitched now in 12 games, 14 1/3 innings, but that's the first batter he's hit on the year.
Johnny Damon. Damon 2 for 2 with a triple and a single tonight. And a move to first. Jennings might have been on his way, and he got back. He started a move. Wilhelmsen pitched at 3 different affiliates of the Mariners last year, and nothing above the A-ball level. That's a strike to Damon. This year making his 12th appearance. Some more walks than strikeouts in just over 14 innings. 41st, and Desmond is back in there. He was originally selected by the Milwaukee Brewers back in the 2002 draft, and between 03 and 09 did not pitch in organized baseball. Made some independent league appearances.
Co-ed softball league. Seriously.
There you are. There goes Jennings. The pitch is down, and Desmond is in with a steal. Jennings, after being hit in the shoulder, steals second base. His second steal tonight.
I told you Jennings is going to be fun to watch as he continues to grow and learn pitchers' moves. He was off in a hurry there. Olivo finally with a decent transfer. That was a tough pitch too, and he makes a good transfer. The throw just a little short hop, but I think Jennings would have beat it anyhow. But you're right about this guy. Out of baseball from 04 to 08. He had a drug suspension when he was with the Brewers in the minor leagues, and was out of baseball, bartending out in Arizona and Tucson, backpacking, and here he is. He got a second lease on life.
If you can throw 96, you got a chance.
But how many guys stay out of baseball 04, 05? It's 5 years.
Yep.
Of any professional baseball and make it back to the big leagues. That's unheard of.
Damon lifts the fly ball short left. Robinson makes the catch. So that'll be the first out. And then let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Tonight we noted Mike Karp. Well, he added a base hit in the 4th inning. So that extended his hitting streak to 19. The Mariner record would be Ichiro with a 23-game hitting streak in 2001 as a rookie. There's always that question, was he really a rookie when he came over here after all he'd accomplished in Japan?
Yeah, he was. By rule, yes, but it's tough to compare him to 21, 22, 23-year-olds who are coming up for the first time.
It's Evan Longoria. There goes Jennings on his way to stealing third. He'll steal it standing up. Third steal of the night for Desmond Jennings. He has 13 on the year.
It's amazing that this kid in such a short amount of time already has 13 steals. And everybody talked about Carl Crawford and the heir apparent and all that. Last time we were in Boston, Crawford had 13 steals on the year, and here's Jennings in a short amount of time already with 13.
And Longoria tried to check, but that's a strike, a breaking pitch. 0-2. And a little bit wide there, a fastball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pretty good giddy up on that fastball.
Yeah, that one clocked at 95. The one he hit Jennings with was at 96. And a swing and a miss. Well, that 96 mile per hour fastball makes that a tough pitch. The breaking ball strikes out Longoria. Jennings ducked back in at third as Olivo went down that way.
This is a nasty curveball coming off that 95 heater. That pitch has good downward and a little lateral movement as well. See why this guy can stay out of baseball so long and still make it back.
Ben Zobrist. Pitch inside. Ben is 2 for 2 tonight. Including his 41st double. One and one. Ball, 2 strikes. Fastball foul back. Boston has a 3-1 lead. Kansas City batting in the bottom of the 4th inning. Their game out there. Tim Wakefield pitching tonight for Boston. The Yankees trail the Twins 7-1. Minnesota batting in the bottom of the 3rd. It's a tap foul. The curveball 1 and 2, and the count holds right there at a ball, 2 strikes. Twins scored 2 in the 1st and 5 in the 2nd inning. Rays have 14 games left with Boston and New York, 7 with each club. And there is strike 3 called, and that's a good breaking pitch there. Rays do not score. We're through 4. 5-0 Tampa Bay.
Who do you think it is? TB1 for the Mariners, Michael Pineda. TB2, Mark Trumbo. TB3, Jordan Walden. TB4, Ivan Nova. Text your vote 9789. Standard message and data rate supply.
Through 4, the Rays lead 5-0. We go to the 5th, and here's Todd.
Dwayne, thank you. Willie Mo Pena will lead things off against Jeremy Hellickson with the Rays leading 5-0, and he takes a called strike at the knees, 0-1. We'll see Pineda tomorrow in the wrap up to this 3-game weekend series. Pineda and James Shields will be your matchup on Sunday. There is the impressive rookie who had a phenomenal first half, pitched in the All-Star game. Hasn't quite been the same in half number 2, and Hellickson's numbers have kind of improved to the point where they have been better than Pineda on the year now when you look at them. 0-2 the count to Pena.
Yeah, he leads rookie pitchers in earned run average, Hellickson, and he's second in wins now with 10 after number 11 tonight.
Misses with the curveball inside, 1-2. At 10 wins to Ivan Nova's 12 amongst rookie pitchers. So Jeremy needs a little bit of run support. Some of these home starts, he could easily have 12 or 13, but the ERA is much better than Nova's on the year. Swing and a miss. He gets Pena chasing, and Shopik with the tag. That is the 3rd strikeout of the night for the Rays rookie Jeremy Hellickson.
Well, there's the Just for Men Keep Your Edge Spotlight, brought to you by Just for Men Mustache and Beard. And we've already profiled the young right-hander from Seattle, 9-7. Trumbo with 23 homers. Walden's had a great year out of the Angels bullpen, and Nova 12-4 with a .421. So some great competition there for the rookie award. They give their clubs the edge. You can keep your edge with Just for Men Mustache and Beard.
Pitch inside on Kyle Seager, 1-0. It is a good competition. There's not one guy standing out in that group, and you've got the argument. You go a starter versus a closer. You go a pitcher versus an everyday player with Trumbo. There'll be some good debate over the last 5.5 weeks of the season. Foul back, it's 1-1. But I think Jeremy's got as good a shot right now as anybody.
You'd have to think so. I mean, here's a guy pitching in a great rotation and more than holding his own with the likes of Shields and Price and all of these guys. Neiman and Davis. Here he is, a rookie at 10-8, the .322 coming in.
1-1 pitch is a little high to Seager. It's 2-1. Seager with a base hit his first time up. 1 of 3 hits allowed by Jeremy. Jeremy's also hit a batter and struck out 3. As we play here in the 5th with the Rays leading 5-0. Jeremy had a lot of run support early in the year as Seager fouls it back to even the count. But his run support lately has been a little bit sporadic.
And a good amount of that came on the road, as it turned out. His ERA is almost a run higher on the road, but he is 6-4 on the road. So 6 of his 10 wins have come away from Tropicana Field, but he's really technically pitched much better at home.
2-2 to Seager. Swing and a miss. Hellickson gets him for strikeout number 4, second this inning.
Well, I think there was a case where Seager 2-2 had seen enough of the changeup. He was looking for the changeup and just struck out on the fastball. He
hit a changeup for a base hit. Did Seager his first time up. That time missed the fastball. So Hellickson with half of his strikeouts this inning. Now he'll face Trayvon Robinson. Robinson a strikeout victim his first time up. Hellickson misses inside 1-0. Well, Jeremy at home, 7 straight starts coming into tonight. Quality starts, all 7. You have to go all the way back to April. And even in that one, he only allowed 4 runs. When he faced Minnesota in 7 innings, allowed 4 runs against the Twins in a 4-2 loss. That's the last time he pitched here without a quality start. During that time, he's only 4-2 with a no decision. And his 2 losses, the Rays didn't score for him here at Tropicana Field. Tonight, though, that's a different story, with the Rays scoring 2 in the first and 3 in the third. They sent 9 men to the plate in the third inning. Robinson fouls one. As first base coach Mike Brumley. Count is 2-1. Trayvon Robinson picked up right before the trade deadline in a deal that involved the Boston Red Sox and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Robinson came over from the Dodgers. The big piece leaving Seattle in that trade was Eric Bedard heading to Boston. The Rays just recently saw Bedard in that last road trip. 2-1 pitches up high, 3-1.
Well, with 2 outs and the bases empty, Hellickson here continues to put together a great pitch count. Just a little over 50 pitches here, 2 outs into the 5th.
Here's the first batter he walks on the night. Trayvon Robinson walks with 2 outs here in the 5th. And that'll bring up Ichiro Suzuki. Suzuki, as you can see, Dwayne, 2011, a big deviation from the norm.
Yeah, the on base percentage is alarmingly low for him in the leadoff spot. The average from .331 preceding decade. He was hitting .267 when he came into this game, and he was 0 for 2 tonight.
He did have 2 hits last night against the Rays, but on the year, just 5 of 36 against Tampa Bay pitching. The Rays have really handled Ichiro better this year than ever before in his career. And there's other staffs that can say the same with that batting average and with that chance of his streak of 200 hits every season possibly coming to an end this year. He's going to really have to pick it up the last 39 games. 2 outs, runner on first base. Robinson with good speed, but the Mariners are down 5-0. Ichiro needed 64 hits coming into tonight, so 64 hits in 39 games left. For most players, you'd think, oh, that's a pretty daunting task, but for this guy, you never know. There was 1 year he had over 260 hits. That's basically averaging 64 hits every 39 games, or even better for the whole year. 1-1 the count. Sends this one into left field. Desmond Jennings drifts back. And that'll do it for the Mariners here in the 5th inning. A walk and 1 man left on base. Boss Man Jr. will lead things off for the Rays. In the bottom half of the 5th, Tampa Bay leading 5-0. Half of the fifth inning. For all the latest updates on your Tampa Bay Rays, log on to TampaBay.com for in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day only at TampaBay.com, powered by the St. Petersburg Times. B.J. Upton will lead off the bottom half of the fifth inning for the Rays. Second full inning for Tom Wilhelmsen. Wilhelmsen struck out a couple in his first inning in relief of Charlie Furbush, and starts off B.J. Upton with a called strike on the curveball, 0-1. Upton is grounded into a double play, and he was intentionally walked in the Rays' 3-run third. Swing and a miss at that good fastball, 0-2. Furbush lasted 3 innings, allowed 5 runs on 8 hits, an intentional walk, and now Wilhelmsen in ahead of the count 0-2 and bounces that. It's 1-2. Mentioned in the fourth, Wilhelmsen was out of baseball after being in the Brewers organization in the minor leagues, out of baseball from 2004 through 2008. After never appearing above low A ball, swing and a miss at a good fastball. Strikeout number 3 in a row for the hard-throwing right-hander.
Just a reminder in the game tonight and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Evan Longoria hit one in the first inning tonight.
Evans 20th on the year, team leading. Sean Rodriguez takes a pitch for a ball, 1-0. Rodriguez 2 for 2 tonight against Charlie Furbush, both times singling up the middle. Hits this ball high in the air to center field. Franklin Gutierrez will have a play, and there's 2 away. Literally, after this guy Wilhelmsen had given up on the sport of baseball, just hanging around Arizona, bartending and playing an occasional literally co-ed softball league and a few other leagues there in the Arizona area, decided I still have a desire to get back in the game, and ended up working his way into the Mariners organization. Casey Kochman fouls one back. And this is a guy who's got a great arm, who is now in the big leagues, and had he not had that inspiration of giving another shot, may never have known what could have happened. And here he is pitching for the Mariners in 2011 after a great spring training, earned him a job with the team. Chopped off the plate. Wilhelmsen will come off the mound, and that'll be a 1-2-3 inning. Strikeout, flyout, ground out, 6 in a row, retired by the Mariners reliever. It is 5-0 Rays.
Seattle Mariners 5-0. And you'll notice today that Sam Fuld has a more complete smile than he did last night. He lost a crown last night when he was chewing a big wad of bubble gum. Sam said it actually started this past May, when he rammed his head into Orioles shortstop J.J. Hardy. Had to get a crown. Well, it's been loose ever since while he was waiting for a permanent replacement. Well, he made the mistake of putting that gum in his mouth last night. But the good news is he got it repaired this morning, though he does say he was tempted not to after that big hit, that pinch hit last night in the 8th, guys.
Yeah, 1,000 hitter without a front tooth, as Franklin Gutierrez takes a called strike, 0-1.
That's tough to, in the face of that kind of success, tough to mess with that.
He's got a temporary right now. I think he said Monday or Tuesday he's going to get the permanent replacement. So he's going a few more days where he could at least be tempted to take it out if things don't go his way. That was a scene straight out of The Hangover last night, where a guy had his tooth taken out in the middle of a game. He had the tooth before the game. He was like Stu from The Hangover. Didn't have the tooth when he got on base. After his base hit, we noticed it for the first time. What happened to Sam? Franklin Gutierrez has struck out and flied out. Takes a pitch up high, 2-1. Jeremy Hellickson in his 3rd game against Seattle this season. His other 2 came at Safeco Field. And so far, in 19 innings of work against this Mariners team, he's allowed just 2 runs on 11 hits. 2, 3, 4 hitters this inning for Seattle, and Jeremy misses wide, 3-1. He walked his only batter of the game last inning when he walked Trayvon Robinson with 2 outs and the bases empty. Jeremy usually has excellent fastball command. Last game against the Yankees did walk a couple and was behind the count in other situations. There's a ball up. Kelly Shopik flips the mask away, and he'll have room in a play. 1 out here in the 6th.
Now that ball, that fastball moving in on Gutierrez, he had some nice movement. Watch this ball work its way inside and tie him up. He popped it up foul. Shopik made sure that he got rid of the mask.
Here's Dustin Ackley, double his first time up and a ground out. Ackley did not play in last night's game. Just a little bit of a hamstring issue, and they wanted to give him a breather anyhow. He didn't come in to pinch hit. Ended up leading off the 9th inning against Kyle Farnsworth. Farnsworth struck him out, part of another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Farnsworth. Two 2-0 the count. Hellickson starting to fall behind a couple of hitters the last 2 innings. It's now 3-0. '21 in a row sent down by Kyle Farnsworth, dating back to July 28th, including last night's save. There's a strike on the outer corner. 3-1. Now the count's full. Last night, one of those games where if you're Felix Hernandez, you leave the stadium thinking, how did I lose that game? With the stuff he had.
Yeah, and he really didn't.
Right. True.
You know, that there's such small margin for error for him on a team that's averaging a little over 3 runs a game, and they let him down defensively last night as well as offensively.
Hellickson fights back after being down 3-0, and the full count pitch is grounded to Kochman, who flips over to the Rays pitcher. There's 2 away. Good job to battle back there by Jeremy. Yeah, it was really one of those nights where if you're a Rays fan, a Rays player, you feel like you really stole one against a guy who had everything working, including a changeup that was outstanding. Lots of swings and misses on that changeup. Joe Madden knows Whenever you beat a guy like Felix Hernandez, it can be a springboard for good things the rest of the series. And the Rays did put up 5 against the Saturday starter tonight, Charlie Furbush. He lasted just 3 innings. Mike Karp, the batter, hottest hitter for the Mariners lately, as he chops one down the first baseline foul. Karp extended his hitting streak to 19 games with a base hit his last time up. Getting a chance to play first base on a regular basis after Justin Smoak was injured. Karp would be the DH type with Smoak in there. And now Willie Mopena getting the DH. He was called up when Smoak was put on the DL. Inside, it's 1-1. Seattle with a 17-game losing streak earlier this year. The Rays saw them right after that streak was snapped. But at that point of the season, they basically decided, let's start looking at some guys for 2012 and beyond. Karp getting a chance to be one of those guys as he pops one up third base side. Easy play for Longoria. He squeezes in foul territory. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Jeremy Hellickson, as the Rays will take a 5-0 lead into the bottom half of the 6th inning with Kelly Shopik to lead things off for the home team.
Jeremy Hellickson on the mound. He's gone 6 innings and just a little over 70 pitches. Chalking up 4 strikeouts along the way tonight. No runs. And the Rays gave him a first inning lead when Evan Longoria hit a 3-0 pitch out. They put 3 up in the 3rd inning. Johnny Damon singled home a run before the inning was over. Sean Rodriguez chased home Damon, and a sacrifice fly by Casey Konchman made it the 5th run. So it's 5-0 here as we move into the bottom of the 6th.
Kelly Shopik will lead things off for the Rays. Tom Wilhelmsen will pitch for his 3rd inning out of the bullpen. 4th and 5th were his, and he only has allowed a hit batsman. He hit Desmond Jennings on a 2-2 pitch to lead off the 4th for the Rays. Since then, Wilhelmsen has retired the next 6, including 3 strikeouts. Picked up his first major league win Monday this week. I was in against the Toronto Blue Jays after a 1-2-3 8th inning. Shopik pops it high in the air, foul. Olivo got a late look at it, and he runs out of room. That hit the rail in between the camera well in the dugout. Bounced back on the field. 0-2. Kelly has struck out and been hit by a pitch tonight. Rays coming into tonight a season high 11 games over 500. And in other divisions around baseball, possibly the Rays will be one of the bigger stories on the national scene. But in the American League East, they're a distant third right now. Not distant, but there's definitely a little gap right now to try and chase two teams that are going to average, that are on pace for 99 or 100 wins.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, Todd. If there were two wild card teams, they would have a game-and-a-half lead right now and be en route to the postseason.
I heard you guys talk about that on one of our website Wednesdays. I couldn't agree with you more. I think two wild cards for a lot of reasons, not just selfishly with the Rays, but for a lot of reasons makes sense as Kelly Shoppach holds up.
Absolutely. You know, the Rays, you can see right now in the American League in the East, the Rays are 9 back, and in the wild card they're 8.5. But if you put another team in there, the Rays would be up a game and a half over the Angels, and you could have the Indians involved in the race right now. You'd have the White Sox made a run at 500. You'd have them in the race. You'd have 4 or 5 other teams involved in another race. Why not?
Gutierrez puts away the fly ball off the bat of Kelly Shoppach for the first out here in the 6th, 7th in a row, retired by Wilhelmsen. Not only that, and I thought the point you made, which really sells it, is we saw last year when the Rays and the Yankees, if this was the first year of wild card being instituted into baseball, people would be up in arms because everybody was worried about, well, what's going to happen to your division races, and you really don't have that intensity right now with the Yankees and Red Sox that far ahead. Similar to last year when both the Rays and the Yankees knew they were going to make the playoffs, there wasn't that intensity to win your division. But if you now have, whether it's a 1 game, which I don't think is a bad idea, or a 3-game playoff, if you're the wild card, now all of a sudden division winners matter.
Yeah, you don't want to be the wild card if you can win the division. So that head-to-head matchup, that race is going to take on even greater importance. It's just such an obvious addition that they should make to the format. And we said then in jest, but the commissioner, he can do anything he wants, you know.
Best interest
of baseball. Let's go. Let's do it right now. I mean, take a look at this. Here, look at all these other teams that could still be involved in the race. You got the Angels, the Indians, the Blue Jays, and the White Sox. They'd all be talking about their chances for the postseason.
And again, if this is the first year that the one wild card team had been instituted, people would hate it because there's not a great race right now in the wild card, and the division race between the Yankees and the Red Sox is diminished. But you add that second wild card team, and people will say, well, it's unfair if you have only 1 game decide a wild card. Well, then go ahead and win your division. And people have played a whole season and had a 1-game playoff to decide a division before. That happens all the time.
And, you know, even if they would just go by records instead of, you know, wild card, you know, let's put the best records in order, seed them. It still is important in the East, maybe not as important as it would otherwise be, but to finish with the very best record you can finish with. So there's a greater sense of urgency either way you go.
Elliott Johnson battling against Wilhelmsen. 3-2 the count. Elliott is 0 for 2 on the night. Yeah, I think there's got a lot of potential there. I think we'll eventually see it, and for the Rays' sake, the sooner the better, and really for baseball's sake.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch is sent in the air to right field. Ichiro will drift to his right and put it away for the second out.
Well, it's really one way that makes the Rays' position in the American League East tenable. And Stu Sternberg has said this, anything they do is better for the Rays than the present setup, and whether they would have major realignment, you know, change a team over, try to even out the leagues, whatever they could try to do. To me, the simplest thing to do is to add another team to the wild card race.
Yeah, winning 2 out of 3 American League East divisions for the Tampa Bay Rays is something that the further you get away from it will look even more and more impressive if the divisions stay as is. Desmond Jennings flies to right center. Ichiro will make the play on this. Impressive outing out of the bullpen by Wilhelmsen as he retires 9 in a row, and only a hit batsman, the only runner he allowed. 5-0 Rays. located on the web at MBUSA.com. And by Subway. Eat fresh. Rays Touch Tank, always popular here at Tropicana Field on a Saturday evening. The Rays leading 5-0 as we head to the 7th with more. Once again, Dwayne Stats.
All right, Todd, thank you.
Rocky the Bull.
Yeah, Raymond has company and a measure of competition.
Yeah, Rocky's a little slimmer. You can see Raymond could use a little workout there. Rocky's got the big shoulders. But Raymond's lovable. He's built for comfort.
A little problem here.
Uh-oh.
Confrontation.
You never like to see this.
Yeah, it could get completely ugly.
Just walk away, Rocky.
Well, here's Miguel Olivo to lead off the 7th inning. Jeremy Hellickson, just 71 pitches through 6 tonight. And Olivo fouls it back. There's a strike. Now take a look at the nimble move of Rocky here. Graceful, elegant.
Raymond's not moving with the same.
Swing and a miss at the change, and the count is 0-2. Hellickson allowing 3 hits, no runs to this point. In fact, he went 2 outs into the 5th inning before he ran a 3-ball count on a hitter, and then went to 3-1, and then eventually 3-2 on another hitter. In 3 of the next 4 hitters, he had a 3-ball count. He had Olivo out in front of this one and striking out. 3 pitches, 1 away.
Jeremy Hellickson always poised in there. You can see him tucking that baseball back in his fingers for the changeup. On Foxmo, you will see tongue out, Michael Jordan-esque. Ball back in his hand, 3 fingers on top, and there is the diving changeup that is so tough.
Now Adam Kennedy. And the first pitch is a strike call. Starts Kennedy with a fastball, and he got him on a little hop down to third his last time up there. He misses a bit with that fastball. 1-1. Mariners got a runner to second on a 2-out double in the first. Rodriguez was hit by a pitch and was left on second in the 2nd inning. And those are the only times tonight the Mariners have had anybody in scoring position. 1-2 the count to Adam Kennedy as he fouls it off. Eric Wedge's team came into this series averaging under 3.4 runs a game. Well, it's tough to compete in any league and score only 3.39 runs per game. That's why the Rays had such trouble at home early this year. They weren't scoring many runs at home. In fact, in that same area, they were averaging about 5 on the road and around 3 at home. Got to score more than that. A 2-2 count. Line shot. That's up the right side and heads for the corner. Zobrist will chase it in. Kennedy's on his way to second with a double. And with 1 out, an extra base hit. The second double of the night struck by Seattle.
2-2 pitch up in the zone a little bit. Adam Kennedy able to hit it hard into right field. Mariners have not had many runners in scoring position tonight. In fact, that's just the 3rd runner this game to reach second base, and nobody's gotten past.
Now Willie Mo Pena is 0 for 2 in the lineup as the designated hitter. And a swing and a miss. He got a steady diet of curveballs in the 5th inning. Missed a changeup here to start his at bat in the 7th. Well, you watch him in batting practice and you go, I think I'll throw him a lot of off-speed stuff with movement.
Yeah, this guy's one of the BP heroes. If you get out here early enough to watch this guy, it's something special.
He lines it down to third, and it's grabbed by Longoria. Well, that curveball, not a lot of bite on it. The bite right now is in the glove of Longoria at third, catching that hot shot line drive.
Sometimes you get spoiled watching Evan Longoria play third base for the Rays. Watch his reactions. That's a quick move on a bullet to his left, just in the webbing of his glove, too. And that ball had a lot of pace to it. Easily could have come out of the glove, and Longo holds on.
Two outs with Kennedy still at second, and Kyle Seager steps in. Pitch away from him. Off speed, a changeup, 1-0.
I'm watching Hellickson pitch because he does it with such a calmness and ease. Occasionally you'll hear our microphones pick up a grunt from certain pitchers. You can't ever imagine hearing Hellickson grunt. Everything looks so smooth when he delivers.
And he never changes his demeanor out there. The same facial expression.
Oh, he just exhaled. That's his version of a grunt.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you can never tell if he's given up no runs or 6 runs in a game. Those 6s hardly ever happens.
Well, and you know, you look at what he does. The opposition with men in scoring position hitting 196. You put a guy in scoring position with 2 outs, it's under 160. I think 157 coming into this game with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
I said 6. I misspoke. He's never allowed more than 5, so you can't even imagine giving up 6 because it's never happened.
2-0 the count to Seager. And the pitch is popped up foul. That's Longoria making the catch. 7th inning stretch time at the ballpark, and the Rays lead 5-0. We go to the home half of the 7th, and the Rays lead 5-0. 7 shutout innings on 4 hits for Hellickson tonight. We go to the home half of the inning. The Rays will see the 3rd pitcher of the night for Seattle. It'll be Chance Ruffin, the young right-hander out of the University of Texas. 22 years old. And he faces Johnny Damon. And the pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike. Big kick and delivery there, and out came that curveball.
Just the 4th game. Deadline trade from the Tigers. Fastball, good slider, and curve.
Pitch is down, and it's 1-1. His dad, Bruce, pitched in the big leagues. Two balls and a strike. In fact, we're talking about how young this team is. Well, Chance Ruffin is 22 years old. He'll be 23 next month. His father was a teammate of Jamie Wright, who's in the bullpen with Ruffin now.
How about that?
Ground ball, and it skips to the left of Kennedy. He could not get the glove down in time to make the pickup, and Damon will get a base hit out of that, his 3rd of the night.
Well, Adam Kennedy didn't help out Felix Hernandez last night on a few plays. This is a little tougher chance than some of the ones he had last night. He had to go hard to his left, and still a ball he should probably knock down, though. Gets under his glove and into left field. Normally he's been a second baseman his career, playing 3rd in this series.
Now Evan Longoria. And the curveball that's in there, a strike. Pitch up a bit, but in the strike zone. And I think his father, Ruffin's father, was a teammate of Eric Wedge. So his manager was a teammate of his dad. And the guy down in the bullpen with him was also a teammate of his dad.
You have both ends of the spectrum there. Bruce had a 12-year career. 5 years with the Phillies, where he was mostly a starter.
Slowing away, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes.
I think, and then 1 year in Milwaukee, and then 6 years. Chance's daddy, Bruce, was pitching for Colorado, mostly out of the bullpen with the Rockies.
It's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ruffin, part of the same deal that brought Casper Wells and Charlie Furbush to the Mariners from Detroit. And a swing and a miss. Longoria went after that breaking pitch that just flew right away from him.
The slider there by Ruffin for the strikeout. It is a reminder to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later on in tonight's game.
This is Ben Zobrist. Three innings for Wilhelmsen. With 3 strikeouts, he hit a man. Faced 10 hitters in the 3 innings he pitched in relief. And now a strike to Zobrist. And Ruffin is in here.
Chance was the player to be named later in that deal. We've already seen the starting pitcher tonight, Charlie Furbush.
It's down. They got a young infielder named Franklin Martinez they're very high on. It was a big part of that deal.
That 3rd baseman was really the key to the whole deal. They think he's going to become a stud someday. Only at the AA level right now, and then Casper Wells, the other piece to that trade.
It's fouled off the front of the Rays dugout. It's 1-2. Kansas City coming back and taking the lead on Boston. Pitch is down. 2-2. They've scored 8 times in the 6th inning.
Wow.
chopper foul.
I think the Twins are up to 9 runs also against the Yankees.
Yeah, they added 2 more in the 5th. Yankees batting in the 6th inning. They're down 9-1. And Kansas City leads Boston 9-4. Pitch is up. And a full count here to Ben Zobrist.
Chance is kind of a fitting name for a young player on this team. That's basically what all these guys are getting in the final 2 months.
And a base hit into right field for Zobrist. Damon stops at second. Ben has 3 hits tonight. He's 3 for 4. Damon is 3 for 4, and the Rays have 10 hits.
Ben Zobrist has been picking up base hits on tough pitches lately. Watch this one. This is an outside breaking ball that he gets it around. He gets around it. It starts on the outside part of the plate, and Ben's just on it. He's hit a couple of changeups, especially the one last night against Felix Hernandez that was nasty. That one was up a little bit. I think Chance would have liked a little bit lower in the strike zone, but still, Zobrist continues to just stroke the ball and do a good job on breaking pitches and continues to do well without hitting the fastball all the time.
Here's B.J. Upton. The pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Tim Wakefield started that game tonight for Boston. And Albers and Morales in there. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count to B.J. Here the Rays trying to add to their lead. It's 5 right now. Breaking ball, that's foul back. 1-2.
I think that was a pitch B.J. Upton wants back. That was over the plate, up a little bit with a breaking ball, and he just fouled it straight back. You can see he's a little frustrated. He thought that was his pitch to hit.
And that's outside. That fastball clocked in at 93. It's about the upper edge for Ruffin with his fastball. And BJ checked in time on the curve. Curve in the dirt. The count is full. And we've seen the curve and the slider along with a fastball for Ruffin. That's foul back, a fastball. A little something extra on that one and hit 94.
There are certain players you see, and you've seen their fathers play in baseball. They have some resemblances. This kid looks facially exactly like Bruce Ruffin. You could tell these guys on any lineup.
Swing and a miss. Upton chased that slider and is out on strikes. A 3-2 slider to get Upton.
See Chance Ruffin here spinning that slider way out of the zone and low, but BJ was committed to the swing early. You can see him spinning that slider here. 2 strikes, BJ chases.
Well, there's Sean Rodriguez against the right-hander. Sean with 2 hits off the starter Furbush tonight. Sliders in there for a strike.
But Bruce was a lefty and blonde hair, so from that vantage point, not, but facially, remarkable similarities.
Ground ball right side. Hart with the pickup. That takes care of the Rays in the 7th. The fastball in gets Rodriguez. Rays lead 5-0. In tomorrow for the debut of Inside the Rays Odd Jobs. Get an inside look at some of the unusual attractions here at Tropicana Field, including the Rays touch tank. You'll also find out some of the odd jobs performed here at the ballpark. It's Inside the Rays Odd Jobs. That'll be tomorrow, right after Rays Live, the postgame on Sun Sports. Todd Callis will be hosting that show.
17 Rays out there, Dwayne. Learned that during the taping of the show.
Very good.
Yeah. And a lot of fish.
Not quite a full roster.
No, they can expand in September.
It's Robinson to lead off the 8th. Robinson, Ichiro, and then Gutierrez. That's a strike.
Isn't odd jobs subjective? We could be.
Oh, sure.
Our job could be called odd.
We've been called worse than that.
Exactly.
And we wear it proudly. One strike to count. Looper into shallow center field. That's going to fall in between Rodriguez and Upton for a base hit.
If Rays pitchers strike out 10 batters in a home game, take your ticket stub to any Cane's Furniture store and get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Plus, sign up at Cane's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. Cane's, quality's so good, it's guaranteed for life.
So there's a leadoff base hit here by Robinson, first time since the 4th inning. The Mariners have put the leadoff man on base. And we go to the top of the order, Ichiro Suzuki. Pitch away. Hellickson approaching 90 pitches, 87 right now as he works in the 8th inning. He made only 57 pitches through the first 5 innings. Over to first, Robinson back in. Rays do have action in the bullpen. There you go.
J.P. Howe and Joel Peralta. Jeremy's pitched a lot of games, 7 innings, 7 innings, 7 innings. That seems to be his comfort zone. Getting through the 8th hasn't been easy for him this year. He's only done it once when he pitched a complete game.
And there's a strike.
He's pitched into the 8th on 2 different occasions in the last 2 months, July 3rd and August 8th. Pitched 7 1/3, but getting through the 8th only the one time in 2011.
Nice scoop at first base by Kochman on the low move over there. Ichiro is popped to first, thrown out by Kelly Shopick. A little tap and then lifted a fly ball to left. Way up and away. 2 balls and a strike.
Sorry, Dwayne. Part of that pitching through the 8th is Jim Hickey's coming out to see Hellickson. Is, you know, the Rays are trying to limit his innings and trying to keep him on a decent pitch count too. So about half his starts are letting him go 100 or more, and the other half he's in the double digits for pitches.
And you start to see a pitch like that, and some of the mechanics start to falter a little bit. And with pitch count and with innings build up, that's what you start to see. And we talked about that earlier with his mechanics, and the walks go up and command starts to desert him. So that's a nice little trip to the mound there for Jim Hickey.
Today's game brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
You're just now at 90 pitches. And a base hit into left field. First hit of the night for Ichiro, and that's the first hit Ichiro has off Hellickson. He's now 1 out of 10 against Hellickson, and that base hit follows the leadoff single by Robinson, who advances to second.
Ichiro does this as well as anybody. Continues outside pitch, not even on the plate. This is over on the other side of the batter's box, but Ichiro able to cover a lot of area and just slaps it into left field.
Franklin Gutierrez. Pulls off the pitch. Strike one out in front. Gutierrez has struck out, flied out to right, fouled out to Shopping in the 6th inning. Ground ball third. Longoria steps on the bag and throws to first. It's high. So they get the force at third. Suzuki moves into second, and Gutierrez reaches on a fielder's choice.
Evan knew he had to hurry. It wasn't a sharply hit ground. So he gets the force at third. He had to wait for that second hop, then kind of cradle it. Try to make a quick sidearm throw. Would have been a close play anyhow, as Gutierrez was moving well down the line.
Dustin Ackley, he doubled his first time. He stroked a 2-base hit into left. Down toward the left field corner. Pitch missed. Ackley is showing what was so impressive about Jennings when we first saw him come up, how much he waited, doesn't commit himself early, and Ackley is like that. So a miss inside this time. The count is 2-0. A guy who can wait the way Ackley can, and Jennings, they show signs of being very good hitters. Two and one, and here's a guy that's a fastball right there, but if you can wait against Hellickson with that changeup, you're doing a lot.
And Jeremy's had him hitting the ball on the ground the last 2 times to the right side. He would love to see another ground ball here and maybe get out of the inning.
The 2-1, and it gets away and skips to the backstop. The runners will advance, and the count goes to 3-1.
This just gets away from Hellickson. Almost towards the foot of Ackley. Now, obviously, the double play is out of order. He could have used the ground ball with that pitch, trying to keep it low, but yanked it down and in.
Wild pitch, charged to Hellickson. Now 3-1 to Ackley. And he picks up a strike and run it to 3-2. Well, we've seen 2 or 3 deliveries here in the 8th inning that would indicate that the mechanics are starting to fade a little bit. Made a nice pitch right there. Located at 3-1 to run it full. A high fly ball up the right side. That will be a foul ball and out of play. Zober stayed right with that one, trying to track it all the way, and then it was out of his reach. So Hellickson's going to have to make another 3-2 pitch. Mike Karp is on deck, and he's been hot, as you know, already extending his inning streak to 19 games. Second and third. One out, full count. Ackley fouls this one to left, out of play. So 100 pitches for Hellickson.
And late in the game, when you have an inning like this where you're working hard, not sure how much longer Joe's going to stay. He's looking at his card right now to look at matchups.
Rays lead 5-0. The Mariners putting up a threat. 3-2 and a fly ball into right. Zobrist coming on to make the catch. There will be a tag at third, but he's going to hang on. Ichiro came down the line a little bit and hangs on at third. So Hellickson finally gets Ackley on an extended at bat. 2 gone.
Rays fans appreciated that. A lot of respect shown by the Mariners. They are down 5, but they know Ben Zobrist with the arm in right, moving in and to his left, could throw out Suzuki, and they didn't take a chance.
So men still at second and third with 2 gone. Here's Mike Karp. Karp pops it up. That pitch got in on him, and a nice job as Johnson makes the catch. Second time in a row that Hellickson got in on Karp. Rays lead 5-0.
Are working together to end hunger through home runs for food. With each Rays home run, Mosaic donates $500 to Feeding America Tampa Bay. So far, the season total $61,500 has been donated to Feeding America Tampa Bay.
Rays will have Casey Kochman to lead off here in the bottom of the 8th. Rays scored 2 runs in the first on Evan Longoria's 20th home run of the year. They had a 3-run third. So they lead 5-0. Josh Lukey's going to be the new pitcher, their 4th of the game. Herbush gave up all 5 runs in 3 innings. Wilhelmsen worked 3 scoreless innings, and Chance Ruffin pitched to score the 7th inning. Now here's Lukey.
Lukey appearing in his 17th game of the year. He was part of that Cliff Lee trade with the Texas Rangers. It also picked up Justin Smoke, fastball, splitter, and a curveball.
The first pitch is high. Ball, no strikes. Here's our updated batting race in the American League. Kochman third behind Gonzalez and Young, presented by our Southern Ford dealers. fouls it away. One and one.
David Price waving at our cameras during that shot. We were looking at the league leaders. Very distracted. Trying to focus on what Casey Kochman has accomplished, and Price is trying to get the spotlight.
Well, he's warming up for the spotlight tomorrow when he'll have to share it with Astro. 2-1.
He's got the giveaway.
But does he have?
Yeah, that's Astro.
Astro right there.
I almost went to the telestrator. We'll have to wait.
Upstairs, fastball misses, and it's 3-1.
See, you can't see it now, so it's it was right. Yeah, there it is. There it is. It was on the top of his hand when he had it in his hand. Looks a little demonic on that picture.
And a pitch upstairs for ball 4.
There he is, the great Astro, most popular dog in Tampa Bay.
Yes, do not try that at home. Now Kelly Shopping. Pitch, a swing and a miss. In fact, it would be difficult to lift both David Price and Astro for any living human except perhaps for Kelly Shopping. Because with that bouncer strength, he can lift anything and anybody.
No doubt about it. And now he's all about the Twitter world. He and Price are like all over it. Price always has been, but now Kelly Shopping of all people.
Pitch is down. It's 1-1.
But you could tell the Rays dugout always uptight, very serious, giveaway items. You know, the player that has the giveaway item holding his own likeness during a game.
Yeah, it's a different approach than a lot of clubs. 2-1. Mixture of things going on.
A little bit of a subplot everywhere you look.
It's outside. 3 balls and a strike. It did occur to me that that dugout sometimes resembles our telecast.
Somebody cleans that dugout. Speaking of odd jobs.
Well, you zeroing on that tomorrow?
Well, we may have to add that to part 2. Yeah. I don't know if that's in tomorrow.
Well, there'll be a demand for part 2. And a cut and a miss. 3-2. I thought for a moment it was a documentary or biography on 007's arch rival.
Odd job. Yeah, that's not pretty right there. That's a nightly look at our dugout.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And a pop foul back and out of play. Yeah, it does resemble the booth, only we don't have as many things on the floor.
Floor looks good.
Pretty respectful. The ability to drop things into a trash can. Three balls and 2 strikes. And a shot into right field, pretty well hit. Ichiro's going to have to watch it go over his head, play it on the bounce off the wall. Shopping's in at second with a double, and into third goes Kochman. And There's quite a sight on the bases right there with Kochman going first to third and Chopik digging for a double. Chopik actually arrived at second, not only ahead of the throw, but before Kochman got to third.
Kelly's thinking double right off the bat. You're right, because Casey Kochman had to hold up to make sure this ball wasn't caught. So Chopik's on the move. He flips the bat away, and right here he goes into the next gear. He's on the move. You can see right there he was gaining on Casey Kochman. And there's Casey. Wait. All right, now I'm off. And I better go to third because there is a guy running in a heartbeat behind me into second base.
Elliott Johnson and a base hit into right for Johnson. Kochman's going to score, and Chopik goes over to third. The Rays add a run. A walk, a double, and now a base hit. And the Rays make it 6-0 with a run here in the 8th. Johnson driving in his 15th run.
Elliott Johnson getting a breaking ball that was biting down, but he singles in the hole in right field, picking up an RBI. I know that feels good for him. He wanted to thank Mike Calitri for the extra batting practice tonight. He said he owes everything to him if he gets a base hit this evening. So there you go, Cal. Our guy who comes up with us and throws BP on the road, does a lot of advanced scouting work for us. Calitri, a man of many trades.
Yep.
And Elliott wanted to tip his cap to Calitri tonight.
Just resident genius. He answers to that as well. Really a bright guy, and a lot of insights into the intricacies of this game. And he's helped Elliott Johnson come up with an RBI single. So you're right, a man of many talents.
Never enough extra BP.
Here's Desmond Jennings. The pitch is a strike. Desmond has been on twice. He singled and scored in the 3rd. Hit by a pitch, had stole a couple bases and was left at third in the 4th inning. Pitch is down, 1-1. So Kochman opened with a walk, and then Chopik sent him over to third with a double. Really, don't you think that the thought of Kelly Chopik chasing you would get you to third?
Kelly's a linebacker at heart, and that was a scary moment for Casey Kochman.
Pitch is fouled out of play by Jennings. So it's 1-2.
It's like a quarterback who's left the pocket. You can't turn. You've got to just try and beat the linebacker to the corner. And that time the linebacker coming was Kelly Chopik.
Pitch is low. 2-2. Well, I tell you, if you turn around and see Chopik chasing you, it's enough to make you grimace. Chopik now at third with Johnson at first. Foul back and out of play. Rays with a dozen hits and a half dozen runs. They lead 6-0.
Now that I reflect back on that extra hitting Johnson took today, Elliott was hitting right-handed against Calitri, so I may have to take back the credit. I'm not sure who was pitching to him with the lefty.
And the pitch bounces down to second base goes Johnson. Olivo retrieved it to prevent Chopik from coming down the line. So a wild pitch charge here to Lukey. The Rays now have 2 men in scoring position for Jennings. Jennings swings and sends a fly ball into left. Robinson, not too deep, is there to make the catch tag. And the start and then a stop by Chopik. So he's still at third now with 1 out. As Jennings lifts the fly ball into short left.
Kelly sold it for about 3 steps. Now is in. Watch the sell job here. I'm going to go hard for about 3 steps. Look at Foley, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, that's enough.
That was pretty funny. I mean, usually guys at least run up the line a little bit. Kelly's like, all right, 1, 2, 3, breaks.
Here's Johnny Damon. Takes a pitch outside. 1-0.
That was a similar move that stopped a car back in the Flintstone. double feet down.
Yeah.
Put the brakes on.
That works. It's a tried and true method. 2-0, and I can see the similarities.
Yeah, sometimes you'd have those pterodactyl ribs up above the car, and he had to brake in a hurry, and they go flying off. Those 2 feet down always stopped everything.
Ground ball down to first. Right there is Carpenter steps on the bag. Runner still at second and third with 2 gone. And it's going to be Evan Longoria.
It's actually brontosaurus ribs. Brontosaurus ribs. Pterodactyl would be a little bit light for a rib. The bird.
Yeah, they're prepared differently.
Yes.
Sauteed a little bit more. Maybe wrapped.
My Flintstone references. But it was the best breaks I've seen with 2 feet since the Flintstones.
Evan Longoria. Evan shoots one into right center field. There's a base hit. Shopik scores. Johnson scores. The Rays add 2. That will make it an 8-0 ball game. 2 more runs batted in for Longoria tonight. 4 on the evening. And the Rays add to this lead here in the 8th inning. 8-0 ball game.
You mentioned it earlier tonight, Dwayne. The batting average hasn't been there quite where he'd like, but it seems like every base hit, he's driving in a run. The RBI totals continue to rise for Evan Longoria. That's just a fastball down the middle that he takes the other way. Picks up 2 more runs batted in.
Ben Zobrist is down. The other thing about Longoria that you really have to like over this stretch, he's getting some healthy cuts. And, you know, before he was bothered by that injury, actually a couple of injuries, the oblique one of them and the foot the other one. And they've tamed both of them. And he's actually taking cuts that resemble more of the run producer that Evan has been for this club.
Yeah, you're starting to see the Longoria swing that we've been used to when things are going well. And I think he's felt as good the last 2-3 weeks as he has all season long. The foot, the oblique, everything seems to be in check. He's tried some different things with the shoes and it seems to be working out as well.
Down and in. Nice stop by Olivo right there. 2 balls and a strike. The Rays with an 8-0 lead. Three and one.
Rays had some bullpen action going when Hellickson was fighting through the top half of the inning, but I don't see anybody right now, so they may give Jeremy a shot.
He's there and ready to go back. And ball 4 inside. It's 4th time Zobrist has been on. 3 hits and now a walk. And we're going to get a pitching change here. So 2 outs in the inning. 2 men on. 3 runs have scored. The call to the bullpen is brought to you by Metro PCS.
Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, the Rays have built an 8-0 lead. Hellickson relaxing in the Rays bullpen. They do start, in their dugout, they do start to get some bullpen action. B.J. Upton now bats against Jeff Gray, the new pitcher. Big cut and a miss, strike one. Kochman, Shopik, and Johnson have all scored in the inning. It's Peralta down in the bullpen. And that breaks in. Curveball. 0-2.
I think the Rays originally had planned for Hellickson to give him a shot at a complete game, but it's been such a long bottom of the eighth, they may have changed their minds.
Pitch is down. 1-2. Well, they have 8 innings, 8 shutout innings from Hellickson tonight with this extended bottom of the eighth. We had that shot of him for a moment. It appeared that he was trying to get loose again, or at least stay loose, but now Peralta's up. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There he is, hanging out.
Same expression. He leads 8-0. There could be 3 guys on with 1 out. He could be on the mound in the middle of it. Same expression. Two and 2. Low and outside. Full count.
I'm sure Eric Wedge did not want to go to the bullpen again, but Lukey had pitched a career high 3 innings in his last outing, and he was just fighting it this inning. So went to the bullpen for 1 more, just trying to get another out here in the 8th.
Two. BJ fouls it out of play. Well, that's what a manager has to deal with when he's starting pitchers out after 3 innings. He did get a lift from Wilhelmsen, who gave him 3 very good innings, but you lose that starter early. An early exit is not a good thing for the rest of your pitching staff.
You're trying to manage, in this case, if the Rays don't bat in the 9th, you're trying to manage a 4 through 8. Your starter only gives you 9 outs. You have to pick up the other 15.
If you're a manager, turns your beard gray. Time granted before that pitch was made. Rays took advantage of the leadoff walk. They've turned it into 3 runs. They lead 8-0. BJ just got a piece of it to foul it, so he's still alive up there.
B.J. Upton staying alive here, and both Miguel Olivo and the home plate umpire Mike Everett didn't know where the ball was for a second. In fact, Olivo went back into his crouch and realized the ball was under his leg.
Three-two pitch again, and a pop foul. Well, Gray has made 3 3-2 deliveries, and will have to make another one.
It's one of the rare cases where starting pitchers probably thinking, all right, guys, enough. I'm good. Let me go back out to the mound, because the Rays keep extending this inning.
Three-two again, and a ground ball to third. Kennedy's throw to first in time. That'll retire the side. We're through 8, and the Rays lead 8-0. Look at tonight's Miller Lite. Tastes great in this moment with the Rays lead 8-0, and Jeremy Hellickson tonight gave the Rays 8 shutout innings. 6 hits, struck out 5 and issued a walk. Continues his mastery of the Seattle Mariners. Joel Peralta is the new pitcher. He faces Miguel Olivo. This is the strike. Here's the line for Jeremy Hellickson. 102 pitches in his 8-inning stint. Well, he's pitched well with the long-term rest, and he did nothing to dispel those numbers tonight. More of the same. Pitch a little wide. 1-1 now.
Jeremy's been jostled more than anybody in terms of moving spots in the rotation.
Talk about a guy who has a perfect temperament for that. Nothing phases him. Going 4, 5, 6 days rest, whatever. 6 days seems to be his best in terms of his numbers this year.
Breaking ball outside. It's 2-1.
It's 8 straight quality starts now for Hellickson here at Tropicana Field. And with the 8 shutout innings tonight, that reduces his ERA during that stretch to 1.84.
2-1 to Olivo. Fly ball center field. Jay Upton will be there, and he makes the catch.
Small victory for Joel Peralta because Olivo got him a couple of times in Seattle this year. I know Peralta did not want to see him leading off this inning.
Well, he got him tonight to lead off the ninth. Speaking of getting the Kansas City Royals with an 8-run sixth have beaten the Red Sox 9-4. Kennedy fouling this one up the right side toward the bullpen. Strike one. Molino, the winner, only his second win. He's 2-9. He beat the Red Sox tonight. Albers, the losing pitcher, he's 4-4. A 1-1 count. So the Rays with this lead here. They started the night 8.5 back of Boston. They can close to within 7.5 of Boston. Forget the Rays have 7 games left with the Red Sox and 7 games left with the Yankees. It's fouled back. 1-2. Speaking of the Yankees, the last time we checked, they had scored a run or two, but were still down big to the Minnesota Twins. It's 9-3 with the Twins batting in the bottom of the 8th. They scored 2 in the 8th. The Yankees did to make it 9-3. Twins got out to a big lead early. Ground ball to first. Kochman to Peralta. Kennedy is out of there. 2 up, 2 down in the ninth.
Talking about that schedule, the Rays had 39 games remaining coming into tonight. 19 against other teams other than Boston and New York from now until when they face Boston again. And then the final 20 games, they play Boston and New York 14 times in the final 20. So if they can hang around here, get a little closer going into that stretch of 20, then you get to go head to head. And the Yankees and Red Sox play each other 6 more times. So obviously the Rays would like to see one team dominate another one way or the other.
There's Willie Mo Pena. Takes a big cut and fouls it back. Strike one. That might have been the first fastball he's seen tonight. With good reason. When you watch him take batting practice, he took a cut at that fastball and fouled it back.
Smiling like it was the first fastball.
Yep,
So
I think it was. fouls this one away. Well, we saw another one. 0-2. Rays an out away, a pitch away from ending this one. On the verge of a combination shutout. The 2 pitch. Slow. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Sox 4-0 Wednesday. That was Price and Farnsworth. Pitch and a line drive, base hit into left field. So the game continues. Peralta gives up a 2-out single to Pena. And I think that was on a split. You could see him reaching down after that pitch, and he lined it into left.
A pretty good piece of hitting there by Willie Moe. Pitch that could have easily been strike 3, but he went down and got it, sailed it into left field for a hit to keep the Mariners going.
Kyle Seager swings through that first pitch. That's a strike. Peralta getting a chance to get some work tonight. He pitched an inning a week ago yesterday. That was in relief of Price. Starting pitchers have been so good lately. Tough for the bullpen to get any work to spread around. 2-strike count.
Used to be the starters with the 6-man rotation were getting the extra rest. Now the bullpen is getting the extra rest.
Looking for the final out here with Seager, the hitter. He fouls it to stay alive. One more souvenir. Crowd of a little over 20,000 here tonight, cheering for the final out. The Rays on the verge of going 12 games over 500 for the first time. It is. Seager, enough of that one to foul it away and force another pitch. The Rays just trying to make it interesting. The Red Sox have lost. The Yankees are losing. Foul ball. Seager battling Peralta. And don't forget, Rays Live, the postgame right after the contest. Angela Jacobs will be along to host that one. Two strikes again. The pitch from Peralta upstairs. 1-2. So again, the Rays a pitch away from closing this one out. Mariners have been shut out 10 times this year. And a foul ball again. Seager, now down 1-2, has extended this at bat for what will be at least 8 pitches.
Joel, every once in a while, especially against a guy who's never faced him, will try that quick pitch, but I don't think he would try it on the final out of a game.
Ball, 2 strikes. And a foul ball again. How about this? On Fox track.
Good pitch. Seager doing a great job staying alive.
So we'll go to at least 10 pitches.
Kelly Shopping thought he had the ball in his glove, just had enough spin to spin out of his glove. Here's another look. Oh no, it went off the top of his glove. There you go.
Stays high. Tried to throw a curveball. And it's 2-2. So 10 pitches here.
Remember where Seager hit the home run last night? Inner half. There's not one ball on that box tracks on the inner half.
Well, it's been a 21 pitch inning for Peralta, 10 to Seager. It's down and in, and the count is full. Tried a couple of curveballs here. One would not break, and the other one broke down and in. And that's Jake McGee up in the bullpen now for the Rays. Peralta getting really extended now with this long at bat to Seager. And that'll do it. Swing and a miss. He got him with a split. A 12-pitch at bat to end it. And the Rays have a combination shutout thrown by Jeremy Hellickson and Joel Peralta. 8 innings of shutout baseball for Hellickson, and the Rays win it 8-0 to go 68-56. They're 12 over 500 for the first time this year. They're going to pick up ground on Boston and a good shot of picking up ground on New York, and this is the way it ended as the Rays are victorious 8-0.
Quite a battle there. Peralta puts his hands up and says, finally, 12 pitch at bat before he gets Seager.
Well, let's take a look at where the Rays are now. 8.5 back of New York. The Yankees at last check were losing 9-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning at Minnesota. And Kansas City already a winner over Boston. So the Rays are winners 8-0. Evan Longoria with a big night, and Angela standing by with Evan now.
That's right, Dwayne. Rays have 8 runs. Evan Longoria drives in 4 of them with his 20th home run, getting it started early. Evan, what a great night for you guys again, offensively.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see the tides turning. I mean, we struggled so much early on in the year to produce runs at home and really to swing the bat in general. So it's a good sign.
Now, talk about this batting practice formula that Joe has. No batting practice for the homestand, and you guys, it's working out pretty well.
It seems like when Joe pushes a button, it works, and it's unorthodox for us, and it's a little bit different for for us trying to find a rhythm, getting going into the game. But I mean, today it worked.
Yeah, you guys are 2 for 2 now. You lead the majors with 59 RBI since June 11. How proud are you of that?
I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't really paid attention. I mean, I've just been focused on coming to the field every day and trying to prepare myself. And I mean, it's good to see the results there. I mean, it's really a result of just my body feeling, a lot better.
And finally, you guys, the struggles early at home. You've now strung 6 wins in a row together at home. How proud are you of that?
It's awesome. I mean, again, we want to try to play as well as we can in front of the home fans, and I think there was just something going on early that we couldn't figure out, and a lot of it has to do with the offense. And the more we swing the bats, obviously these pitchers have been going out and putting up great outings for us every day, and so offensively, it's good to see it turn around.
All right, Evan Longoria, thank you. Great job. Evan Longoria, by the way, joins Aubrey Huff and Carlos Pena as the only other Rays with 4 straight 20 home run seasons. Dwayne, Todd, back to you.
All right, Angela, the Rays are winners. It's an 8-0 final here, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.